Good evening. Kadungog mo tanan? Good evening. Kadungog mo?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
We'll start our discussion. We will be discussing about the introduction of semiconductor diode. Okay. So that we can understand what is a semiconductor diode, ato sang tanawon kung unsa gyud ang semiconductor diode. So muna yung mga definition of terms. First is that semiconductors are materials which have a conductivity between conductors and non-conductors. Meaning to say, tunga. Diba? During our discussion about atomic theory of electricity, we have discussed nga nasa mga materials nga insulators, diba? We have learned that a material is a good conductor if it supports a generous flow of electricity. And usually, atong gitanaw na siya sa periodic table of elements, usually, ang materials nga mo support o generous flow of electricity are those materials having 3 or less valence electrons. Diba? Then also, we have learned also that nasa materials that will resist the flow of electricity. And those materials, we call them as insulators or dielectric. Okay. Insulators, and basing on, as we look at the periodic table of elements, nakita na to nga ang most of the insulators have 5 or more valence electrons. Now, because a semiconductor material is a material nga somewhat in between a conductor and non-conductors, mo na nga nasa siya sa tunga-tunga. Tungod kay nasa siya tunga-tunga, meaning to say, ang iyahang valence electron is tunga-tunga sa conductor o sa insulator. Mo na nga, they are also characterized as a material having 4 valence electron. Okay.
Amino.
Example for a semiconductor, elemental semiconductor is silicon and germanium. Okay, kung ato na siyang tanawon dire, say for example, mag-search ta dire Google periodic table of elements. Okay? Tanaw na to na dire sa periodic table of elements, makita na to dire. Makita na to dire sa periodic table of elements, makita na to nga usually diri dapita asa itong mga copper dara. Copper, iron, nickel, kanis sila tanan dire, puro na sila mga good conductors. Asa man ang semiconductors dara? Germanium and germanium and silicon. Kani number 14 ang silicon, ang germanium is number 32. Okay? Dire, aluminum, gallium, they are good conductors. Dire, phosphorus, arsenic, they are good insulators. Tunga, so kani siya dili dapita. Mo ni siya gitawag nato og semiconductors. Na siya 4 valence electron. Because if we are going to draw that one, ari ta dire, mo ni siya porma. Mo ni siya ang silicon atom. Ana na lang kay dili kay klaro to, dili mo dako. Mag-open taglain. Silicon. Okay. Mo ni siya example sa bonding sa silicon. Kani siya silicon atom, then na siya upat ka valence electron. Kani siyang badlist dire, badlist. That represent a na insipido, pariglam ni insipido. Kana siya, that would represent valence electron. So, silicon dire, upat po ka valence electron. Silicon dire, upat ka valence electron. Okay, so, inana og porma. Supposedly, kana na siyang silicon. Now, balik na dire. Arita sa sunod, covalent bonding, also called molecular bonding. is a chemical bond that involves the sharing of electron pairs between atoms. These electron pairs are known as shared pairs or bonding pairs. And the stable balance of attractive and repulsive forces between atoms when they share electron is known as covalent bonding. Meaning to say, di ba, we have discussed katong bonding, di ba natin gitawag ionic bonding, katong na transfer of electron from one atom to the other, maka-form tag, sige ani, a compound, di ba? Dinhi, natin gitawag og covalent bonding. Unsam nang covalent bonding? Okay, di ba nakaingon mata sa una nga ang sa usa ka band sa atom mo exist sa gyud ang atom sa first shell level na kay 2, sa second shell level na kay 8, so on and so forth, di ba? Mo man itong gi-discuss sa atomic theory of electricity. Now, ang silicon nay upat ka bulk valence electron. But meaning to say na mo ni siya ang iyang electron at the outermost shell level of an atom. Now, aron na siya mahimo nga 8, aron ma-complete ang usa ka makomplete ang iyang shell level, kinahanglan siya ka-share. So mo ni nahitabo nga nag-covalent bonding siya, nag-share sila sa usag-usa. Say for example, kani siya nga silicon. Kung atong iphon ang iyang electron, mana na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 na kabuk ang iyang valence electron. Nga naman, kay gisharean siya usa dire, gisharean siya usa dire, gisharean siya usa dire, gisharean siya usa dire. Okay? Meaning to say, complete ng iyang electron shell level. Dili sa silicon. Walo sad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Naman ni ka-share din 8. Okay? Kani siya nga porma, mo ni siya gitawag na tog silicon crystal. Ang mga silicon atom, they share electron with each other so that na-exist siya as a stable state. Okay? Next, intrinsic materials. An intrinsic or pure semiconductor, also called an undoped semiconductor or I-type semiconductor, is a pure semiconductor without any significant dopant species present. The number of charge carriers is therefore determined by the properties of the material itself. Ay, kapuya, anes. Gini insipido, ay. Sige, ram ni siya gawas-gawas, siya susod. Okay. The number of charges is therefore determined by the properties of materials itself instead of the amount of impurities. Okay. Before, when I was working in the industry, during that time also nga, na estudyante pa ko, nami mga plant tours. Sa plant tours na mo, because my course is an electronics engineer, mga tumiog ka ng mga manghimo o mga pisa. Now, nakasuot ko kausa sa Fairchild, pagsuot na ko dito, na sila gitawag og clean room. Kanang clean room class, gitawag na siya clean room, kay clean yun siya. Meaning to say, usa ka makasuot dito, magsuot ka gatong mura og astronaut, isuot sa imong ulo, isuot sa imong kamot, na di paghuman, pahikapon pa ka atong na murag haligi so that ang mga kurinti sa imong lawas mawala. Pagawas daan. Yun ana siya usa ka pasudlon dito because they are controlling the number of particles inside the room. Nga naman, because they are making a crystal, silicon crystal which needs to be pure. E kung dili na siya pure, masagulan lang siya, gamay lang kayo na abog. Ang mahitabo ana niya is that pausab ang iyang response. Kung mausab ang iyang response, dili na mao. Di na bati na ang imong product nga mahimo. So mo nagitawag na to og intrinsic materials, pure. Tapuya pa rin si sudsod Pure kayo nga materials. Okay. Next. Kani mo example sa pure material. Puro kita ng silicon, wag yung hugaw. Mo ni siyang gitawag na to og silicon crystal, intrinsic material. Diba niya? Intrinsic material, pure silicon crystal. Now karon, ari ta sa extrinsic. Extrinsic materials, an extrinsic semiconductor is a semiconductor doped by a specific impurity which is able to deeply modify its electrical properties, making it suitable for electronic applications such as diodes, transistors, optoelectronic applications such as light emitters and detectors. Okay? Okay, so sa may mga examples sa extrinsic materials, okay, atong tanahan na, mo ni siya ang pure silicon diode. Now, ato na siyang i-extrinsic material. Kung sa itong buhaton na is that ato na siyang sagulan. Now, so for example, kani, silicon diode o silicon atoms, silicon crystal. Now, atong gisagulan og usa ka atom nga aluminum. Now, kung inyong nahinumduman, ang aluminum is located at asa mga aluminum, dara, 13. Meaning to say, dara ang silicon, 14, 4 valence electrons, ang aluminum, 13, sa to pa, 3 valence electron ra. So, makita na to diri, nga ang aluminum, 1, 2, 3. Nasa usa diri ka bangag. Kani nga bagag, ato nang gitawag siya, ato na siyang tawgon og hole. Okay. Kani siya nga material, dili na ni siya intrinsic material because ni undergo na siya doping process. Isudlan na to og usa ka buok atom nga impurity which is an aluminum atom. Okay? So dili na ni siya intrinsic ha, extrinsic na ni siya. Okay, example again. Another example, silicon crystal. Ang atong gisud karon is a pentavalent material. Meaning to say, pentavalent material nga naay 5 ka buok valence electron. So kung atong iphon ang valence electron sa phosphorus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ka buok valence electron. Kay 5 ka buok valence electron, unsa may hitabo? Siyempre, ang ilang buhaton sa silicon atoms is that mag-share gyapon sila electron, share, ana. Ang hitabo, naay usa ka electron diri nga wala siya ka-share. Now, okay, wala man siya ka-share, ang may tabo niya mapugos ang phosphorus, nga supposedly ang phosphorus unta is electrically neutral but mapugos siya buhi siyang usa ka buok electron. Now, kay buhian man niya usa niya ka electron, unsa may mahitabo sa imong phosphorus nga sa una sa wa pa niya buhi electrically neutral, nakuhaan siya og usa ka electron, sa meaning to say nakuhaan siya usa ka negative. What will happen to your phosphorus? Your phosphorus will become positively charged ion, or positively charged atom. Mahimo na siyang anion. Okay, anyway, padayon sa tadire. So mo na extrinsic materials, gidope. So what is a dope? What is doping process? Doping process in semiconductor production, doping is the intentional introduction of impurities into an intrinsic semiconductor for the purpose of modulating its electrical, optical, and structural properties. Gituyo na siya. Di ay. Now, unsa may itong i-dope? Duha ka klase nga material. We have pentavalent materials. Penta, from the word penta, meaning to say 5. Pentavalent elements are those elements which have 5 electrons in their outer shell to make an N-type semiconductor. So, mo ni siya hitabo. 5 ka buok pentavalent ni siya. Mo atong gibutang sa silicon, so unsa ni hitabo? Naay ni exist nga usa ka free electron. Mo na nga imong mahimo ni siyang N-type material, which is of course an extrinsic material. To make an N-type semiconductor, pentavalent impurities like phosphorus or arsenic are added. 4 of the impurities electrons form bonds with the surrounding silicon atoms, which leaves 1 electron free. Munang natay free electron. Anyway, masabtan na nato na ron, hindi kabot sa unahan. Trivalent materials are materials that contain 3 valence electrons used in the doping process. Now, kung 3 valence electron lang imong i-dope, kung sa may hitabo nimo, is that na kay usa ka pair dire nga wala siya pair, wala siya pares, meaning to say whole, bangag, meaning to say ano niyang bangag, although wala ni siya charge, no? But this denotes that this atom is readily available to receive any free electron. Mo nang gitawag siya whole, bangag. Pero ready na siya nga mudawat og incoming free electrons. Mangita ni siya electrons nga walay pares. Okay? Depletion region, a region in a semiconductor device usually at the juncture of P-type and N-type materials in which there is neither an exists electrons nor of holes. Large depletion regions inhibit current flow. Filling hole makes a negative ion and leaves behind a positive ion on the N side. A space charge builds up, creating a depletion region which inhibits any further electron transfer unless it is helped by putting forward bias on the junction. Holes are the majority carriers of P-type materials and free electrons are the majority carriers of N-type material. Okay? So that we can understand, nata drawing. Figure 1 shows a silicon crystals. It shows the covalent bonding of silicon atom. Each silicon atom has 4 valence electrons that are to be shared by its surrounding silicon. Okay? So makita na to dire nga mao na porma sa silicon, no? Intrinsic material ni siya, meaning to say this is a pure material, pure rin siya silicon, wala gyud siya sagol. Now karon atong gi-undergo og doping process. Doping process mo to ang process nga mag-intentionally add ta og impurities sa imong intrinsic material. Now, primero ang atong gi-add is a trivalent material. Trivalent kay tulo ra ka valence electron. So meaning to say, pag add to sa trivalent, of course, automatically ang mga electrons ni pair. Ang kani siya diling electron ni pair aning electron. Kaning electron ni pair diri sa ubos. Kaning electron ni pair diri. And diri wa siya ika-pair. So meaning to say, nahimo siya nga mura man siya plus ang iyang sign. Wa magpasabot nga plus ang sign tungod kay positive yang sign, but because this whole is ready to accept any free electrons, that is why gitawag siya og mura siya og ang iyang characteristics is mura siya positive. But actually dili gini siya positive. Mo nang nakay bangag. Figure 2 shows a silicon crystal doped with a trivalent element aluminum. It shows the hole in the aluminum element which exhibits a positive-like characteristics despite the material having a neutral or zero charge. Okay? Now karon ga-dope na sa taglain. Nata intrinsic material. Atong gi-dope, doping process, when we say doping process, it is the process of intentionally adding impurity into a pure material. But ang atong i-add karon is a pentavalent material, meaning to say, an element that has 5 valence electrons. So, mo nila hitabo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What will happen is that automatically, the 4 electrons will get paired with the rest of the silicon atoms. But, usa ka electron na wala siya ay pares. E wa man siya pares, ang hitabo, maglutaw-lutaw ni siya. Tungod kay galutaw-lutaw siya niya, ang charge sa electron is negative, morning nga nahimo ni siyang mura og negative, which is now what we call as N-type material. Figure 3 shows a silicon crystal being doped with a pentavalent element phosphorus. Phosphorus ang iyang gidope. The figure shows an excess electron or free electron, making the material acts like a negative material despite the material being neutral. Mura siya negative. But although dili siya negative, kay neutral siya, but mura siya negative tungod kay daghan kay siya mga free electron. Okay? So, unsa may tabo? Now, kung na kay P-type material, asa tong P-type material nimo mao ni aluminum imong gidope or trivalent material imong gidope, kaning usa mo ni siyang imong N-type material, ang imong gidope is a pentavalent material or phosphorus. Ang may tabuan niya, kung imo na siyang tapukon, syempre, ang imong N-type material, daghan kay na siya o majority carriers ano niya is electrons. Daghan kay siyang free electrons dili. Ang dili pod, ang P-type material, daghan kay siya holes. Di ba? P-type material, balik ko na to ha. P-type material, daghan na ay holes. Sa to ba, kung daghan imong gidope ng aluminum, purting daghanan na siya holes. Daghan siya bangag. Plus, 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 plus. So, ang mahitabuan na niya, kung daghan siya bangag, daghan siya holes, niya kani daghan free electron. Diba sa akong ginaingon ninyo, ang holes will attract free electrons. So, ang iyang mga free electrons dili, mamalhin padong dito. Now, inigbalhin ato, siyempre, ang imong atom nga electrically neutral na dugangan og electron, ang mahitabuan na niya, mahimo na siyang negative ion. Morning na kay cat ion. Siyempre, ang imong atom dili, siyempre, kikikuhaan man to na to og free electron. Kikikuhaan siya free electron, sa to pa, iya man to pugson man to niya, man to pares ng electron. Iya man to pugson nga iyang biyaan. Inigbiya ato, inighawa ato sa atom, ang imong atom nga supposedly electrically neutral, makuhaan mag-negative. So, mahimo siyang positively charged atom, which is what we call as anion. Okay? So, kung sa initabo, sa imong N-type material, na nakaidaghang anions. Sa imong P-type material, nakaidaghang cation. Of course, ang imong cation is negatively charged, ang imong anion is positively charged. They will attract with each other. Inig-attract nila with each other, kung sa amin hitabo, naka-form siya o barrier dire. Nga gitawag nato og depletion region. Kaning depletion region, this is the main reason nganong ang mga free electrons dire dili na mo labang padong sa imong P-type material. Ngaron di siya kalabang because galihan siya sa depletion region. Figure 4 shows Figure 4 shows a p-n junction at no bias condition. Meaning to say, walay no bias condition. But pasabot ang no bias condition, wala siya voltahe. Na kung makita nimo dire, 0 volt ang akong i-supply. The ions of both P-type and N-type materials will be attracted to each other, causing a barrier that would prevent free electrons of the N-type material to recombine with the holes of the P-type material. This region is called the depletion region. Okay? Next. Reverse bias condition. Okay? Sa reverse bias condition, ang P-type material atong gisuplayan o negative. Ang N-type material atong gisuplayan o positive. So, assuming negative, positive. Ang negative, siyempre, mao na siya ang lupyak sa mong battery, di ba? Dagham ng electrons, na electrons na moagi din nga wire. Abot-an niya dire, siyempre negative siya. Ang kaning imuhang mga cat ion, ang may tabuan na niya, they will repel. Negative man eh. Negative man po eh. Di ba? They will repel with each other. So muna, managan siya. Managan. Mangitapok sila dire. The same sa dire, isuplayan ni mong positive. Ang tanang mga anion, managan. Magtapok sila dire. Kung sa may hitabo, ning samot o kadako ang imuhang depletion region. Kaya ni dako ay mong depletion region, dili na kalabang ang imuhang mga free electrons padong sa imuhang holes. Meaning to say, your diode is open. Okay? Any questions so far? Next, arita sa forward bias. Igabot diri sa forward bias condition na ay P-type material gisuplayan nato og positive, nara positive. Ang N-type material gisuplayan nato og negative. Okay. Inigdagan diri sa negative, dagan. Igabot diri sa negative, unsa may mahitabo? Ang mga anions diri will be attracted to the negative. Kay negative man siya. Matrak, so sa may tabo, managan sila padong diri. Inigpanagan na padong diri. Ang kani po diri, the same diri, positive. Ang mga negative ion, which is cat ion, managan padong dito. So sa may tabo. The depletion region, mugamay. Hindi kagamay sa depletion region, the free electrons here can readily now combine with the holes of your P-type material. Figure 6 shows a diode in forward bias condition. The charges in the voltage or the battery attracts the ions in both p-type and n-type materials, thus making the depletion region disperse. Nabungkag. Because of this, free electrons from the n-type material can now readily combine with the holes of the p-type material. Okay? Usam din ang diode. Usam may forma sa diode eh. Semiconductor diode, a diode made of semiconductor component, usually silicon, the cathode which is negatively charged and the cathode which is negatively charged morning cathode and has an excess of electrons is placed adjacent to the anode. N-type cathode, you place it adjacent to the anode, which is the p-type material, which has an inherently positive charge carrying an excess holes. Moniporma sa imong semiconductor. Na kay semiconductor PN junction, which is naa diha ang depletion region, depende kung unsay connection sa imong diode. Kung imong i-reverse bias ang mahitabo, ang depletion region mulapad, niglapad, walay kurente nga magi. Pero imong i-forward bias, the depletion region manipis, mo deplete or ma-disperse, na ika-disperse, muagi na dahil ng kurente. Figure 7 shows the schematic diagram and construction diagram of a semiconductor diode. Now, also may function sa diode. The main function of a diode is to allow an electric current to pass in one direction, called the diode's forward direction, while blocking it in the opposite direction, which is the reverse direction. Okay. So, unsa man ng example sa diode? Okay, I will show you.
Hey there guys, Paul here from the engineeringmindset.com. In this video, we're going to be looking at diodes to understand the basics of how they work as well as where and why we use them. So what is a diode? A diode looks something like this, and it comes in different sizes. They typically have a black cylindrical body that has a stripe at one end as well as some leads coming out to allow us to connect it into a circuit. This end is known as the anode and this end is the cathode, but we're going to see what that means later on in this video. You can also get other forms such as a Zener diode or an LED, which is a light emitting diode, but we're not going to cover those in this video.
Okay? So ang LED di ay kanang mga suga nga nasa lighter, light emitting diode. Diode na siya. Now, if you have noticed, kung imo na siyang balihon, di gyud na siya mosiga. Kung naamoy flashlight nga diode LED, istingin niyo baliha ang battery. Di gyud na siya mosiga. Nga naman, because inigbali nimo na the depletion region of the diode will increase. Na increase niya, samot nga dili na kalabang ang mga free electrons. Okay? So mo na nga kinahanglan gyud na siya nato i-forward bias.
A diode allows current to flow in only one direction in a circuit. If we imagine a water pipe with a swing valve in the sleeve, as water flows through the pipe, it will push open the swing gate and continue to flow.
Okay? Mura siya i-compare niya sa check valve, di ba? Nitod sa tubig dire, muabli ang check valve, muagi. But kung imong balihon, makita nimo dire.
If the water changes direction, the water will push the gate shut.
Iduot man niya dire. Iduot, amo samot siya kasira. Di na siya abli, walay kurente. The same sa na siya principle sa kanang barbula sa inyong ligid sa inyong motor. Di ba? Inigbulhot nimo ana, inigpislit nimo, bulhutan nimo bombahan. Sword ang hangin. But itangtang nimo sa bomba, di gyud nakagawas balik ang hangin. Kay iduot man niya. Gawas kung imong iduot.
This will prevent it from flowing. Therefore, water can only flow in one direction. This is very similar to a diode. We use them to control the direction of current in a circuit. Now, I've animated this video using electron flow, which is where the electrons flow from the negative to the positive.
Okay. Take note ha, makalibog na dire. Ang iyang ikuan diri is electron flow, dili current flow. Kung current flow pa na, current flows from the positive terminal of your battery tuyok sa imong circuit so balik sa negative. But this is an electron flow, binali. Gikan ang electron sa negative terminal sa imong battery padung sa imong circuit o sa imong LED, din balik so sa positive.
However, you might be used to seeing conventional flow, which is traditional in electronics engineering, and this is where the electrons flow from the positive to the negative. Electron flow is what's actually occurring, but you might come across conventional current still, as these explanations are easier to understand. Just be aware of the two and which one we're using. So if we connect a diode into a simple LED circuit like this one, we see that the LED will only turn on when the diode is installed the correct way. And that's because it allows current to flow in only one direction. So depending on which way the diode is installed, this will act as either a conductor or an insulator. In order for the diode to act as a conductor, the stripe end is connected to the negative and the black end is connected to the positive. This allows current to flow. We call this the forward bias. If we flip the diode, it will act as an insulator and the current can't flow. And we call this the reverse bias. So how does the diode work? As you may know, electricity is the flow of free electrons between atoms. We use copper wires because copper has a lot of free electrons, which makes it very easy to pass electricity through. We use rubber to insulate the copper wires and keep us safe because rubber is an insulator, which means its electrons are held very tightly and they can't therefore move between other atoms. If we look at the basic model of an atom for a metal conductor, we have the nucleus at the center, and this is surrounded by a number of orbital shells which hold the electrons. Each shell holds a maximum number of electrons, and an electron has to have a certain amount of energy to be accepted into each shell. The electrons located farthest away from the nucleus hold the most energy. The outermost shell is known as the valence shell, and a conductor has between 1 and 3 electrons in its valence shell. The electrons are held in place by the nucleus, but there's another shell known as the conduction band. If an electron can reach this, then it can break free from the atom and move to another. With a metal atom such as copper, the conduction band and the valence shell overlap, so it's very easy for the electron to move. With an insulator, the outermost shell is packed. There's very little to no room for an electron to join. The nucleus has a tight grip on the electrons and the conduction band is far away, so the electrons can't reach this to escape. Therefore, electricity cannot flow through this material. However, there's another material known as a semiconductor. Silicon is an example of a semiconductor. With this material, there's one too many electrons in the outermost shell for it to be a conductor, so it acts as an insulator. But as the conduction band is quite close, if we provide some external energy, some electrons will gain enough energy to make the jump from the valence and into the conduction band to become free. Therefore, this material can act as both an insulator and a conductor. Pure silicon has almost no free electrons. So what engineers do is dope the silicon with a small amount of another material to change the electrical properties.
Okay, mo na ni siya iyang gidope. P-type gani atong idopan o trivalent material. N-type material gani atong dopan o pentavalent material. Mo na iyang gidope, iyang gisagulan ang silicon crystal.
We call this P-type and N-type doping. We combine these dope materials to form the diode. So inside the diode, we have the two leads, the anode and the cathode, which connect to some thin plates. And then between these plates, there is a layer of P-type doped silicon on the anode side and the layer of N-type doped silicon on the cathode side. The whole thing is enclosed in a resin to insulate and protect the materials. Let's imagine the material hasn't been doped yet, so it's just pure silicon inside. Each silicon atom is surrounded by 4 other silicon atoms. Each atom wants 8 electrons in its valence shell.
Okay, so mo ni na, makita ni mo diya, nag-sharing of electrons sila. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kani siyang duha, ilaharon ng duha, nag-share sila ni. Instead nga usara yang na dire, nahimo ang duha tungod kay gi-share nila. Mo na gitawag og crystal.
But the silicon atoms only have 4 electrons in their valence shell, so they sneakily share an electron with their neighboring atom to get the 8 they desire. This is known as covalent bonding. When we add in the N-type material, such as phosphorus, it will take the position of some of the silicon atoms.
Okay? Take note, ilang giadan og phosphorus usa nahitabo. Ang duha nay usa ka buok nga free electron, walay pares. Asa pa lang phosphorus, dada. Y pares, phosphorus, Y pares, phosphorus, Y pares, phosphorus, Y pares, phosphorus, Y pares.
The phosphorus atom has 5 electrons in its valence shell. So as the silicon atoms are sharing electrons to get their desired 8, they don't need this extra one. So there's now extra electrons in the material, and these are therefore free to move. With p-type doping, we add in a material such as aluminium or aluminum. This atom has only 3 electrons in its valence shell, so it can't provide its 4 neighbors with an electron to share. So one of them will have to go without. There is therefore a hole created where an electron can sit and occupy. So we now have 2 doped pieces of silicon, one with too many electrons and one with not enough electrons. The 2 materials join to form a p-n junction. At this junction, we get what's known as a depletion region. In this region, some of the excess electrons from the n-type side will move over to occupy the holes in the p-type side. This migration will form a barrier with a buildup of electrons and holes on opposite sides. The electrons are negatively charged and the holes are considered therefore positively charged. So the buildup causes a slightly negatively charged region and a slightly positively charged region. This creates an electric field and prevents more electrons from moving across. The potential difference across this region is about 0.7 volts in typical diodes. When we connect a voltage source across the diode, with the anode, the p-type, connected to the positive and the cathode, n-type, connected to the negative, this will create a forward bias and allow the current to flow. The voltage source has to be greater than the 0.7 volt barrier, otherwise the electrons can't make the jump. When we reverse the power supply so that the positive is connected to the n-type cathode and the negative is connected to the p-type anode, the holes are pulled towards the negative and the electrons are pulled towards the positive, and this causes the barrier to expand. Therefore, the diode acts as an insulator to prevent the flow of current.
Simon and Joe. Simon uses eToro to invest in.
Diodes are represented in engineering drawings with symbols like these. The stripe on the body is indicated with a vertical line on the symbol, and the arrow points in the direction of conventional current. When we look at a diode, we see these numbers and letters on the body. These identify the diode so you can find the technical details online. The diode will have an IV diagram that looks something like this. This diagram plots the current and the voltage characteristics and forms this curved line. This side is how it should perform when acting as a conductor, and this side when acting as an insulator. You can see that the diode can only act as an insulator up to a certain voltage difference across it. If you exceed this, then it will become a conductor and allow current to flow. This will destroy the diode and probably your circuit, so you need to make sure the diode is sized correctly for the application. Equally, the diode can only handle a certain voltage or current in the forward bias. The value is different for each diode, and you'll need to look up this data to find the details. The diode requires a certain voltage level to open and allow current to flow in the forward bias. If we apply a voltage less than this, it will not open and allow current to flow. But as we increase past that, the amount of current that can flow will rapidly increase. The diode will also provide a voltage drop into the circuit. For example, when I added this diode into a simple LED circuit mounted in a breadboard, I get a voltage drop reading of 0.71 volts. So why do we use them? As mentioned, we use diodes to control the direction of current flow in a circuit. That's useful, for example, to protect our circuit if the power supply was connected back to front. The diode can block the current and keep our components safe. We can also use them to convert alternating current into direct current. As you might know, AC or alternating current moves electrons forwards and backwards, creating a sine wave with a positive and a negative half. But DC or direct current moves electrons in just one direction, which gives us a flat line in the positive region. If we connect the primary side of a transformer to an AC supply and then connect the secondary side to a single diode, The diode would only allow half the wave to pass, and it would block the current in the opposite direction. So the secondary side of the circuit experiences only the positive half of the cycle, so it's therefore now a very rough DC circuit, although the current pulsates, but we can improve this. One way to do that is if we connected 4 diodes to the secondary side. We create a full wave rectifier. The diodes control which path the alternating current can flow along by blocking or allowing it to pass. As we just saw, the diodes allow the positive half of the sine wave to pass, but this time the negative half is also allowed to pass, although this has now been inverted to turn it into a positive half also. This gives us a better DC supply because the pulsating has greatly reduced. But we can still improve this further. We simply add in some capacitors to smooth out the ripple and eventually get it to a smooth line, closely mimicking a DC supply. We've covered how capacitors work in great detail in our previous video. Do check that out, links down below. So how do we test a diode? So we take our diode and our multimeter.
Okay. So kato siya na video ako tong gi-upload sa tong Google Classroom. Naagito dito. Yeah, supposedly unta kung napatay face-to-face klase is that maghimo unta tag power supply circuit. But unfortunately, online man ta, o gipahimo na ko ninyo, ang itabo is peligro o basig mga pasok mo, mga sunog. So, nevertheless, we will be discussing the power supply circuit. Probably ako mo pahimuon na lang schematic diagram, mag-design ta o power supply circuit later, kutob lang ta sa design. Are there any questions? Questions?
Wala na, sir.
Kasi kasabot nga wa makita. Gupita, unsa may wa makita, gupita. Makasaol, unsa may wa makita.
Katong video ganina, sir.
Makasaol.
Katong video.
Makasaol.
Katong video ganina, sir.
Unsa may wa makita.
Katong video ganina.
Uy, unsa may wa makita uy.
Katong video ganina, sir. Katong video. Ganina.
Pangutana, way pangutana.
Wala na, sir.
Wala, sir.
Uy, diba may pangutana oy.
Wala na, sir.
Wala na, sir.
Nakasabot mo wa.
Sabot, sir.
Balbuina, nakasabot ka Balbuina?
Oo, nakasabot gamay, sir.
Pa, di ko nadungog.
Nakasabot ko gamay, sir.
Balbuina, kasabot ka? Nadungog
Oo,
na
nakasabot
ko,
gamay, sir.
Nadungog mo na
Oo,
ko.
nakasabot ko gamay, sir.
Sir?
Dungog, sir. Dungog, sir.
Oo, nakasabot na ko gamay, sir.
Saranilyo, kadungog ka na ko, day?
Kadungog ko, sir.
May pagka kay kadungog ka na ko. Ako, adyo ko kadungog ni mo. Kadungog na ka na ko, day?
Kadungog ako, sir.
Thumbs up labi o kadungog ka?
Sir?
Thumbs up ba? Kaya ba kag thumbs up? Nasa reaction. Kadungog mo na ko? Wala. Thumbs up ba ang nakadungog? Okay. Wala problema kay ako di ko kadungog ninyo. Anyway, ug namo pangutana adto na lang sa group chat, adto na lang dito i-chat, and please rewatch the video kay sunod na to buhaton is will be designing the power supply circuit. Power supply circuit, no? So we have to understand what is a semiconductor diode, because if we do not understand the semiconductor diode, how it operates, very difficult yun. Abdon, ang power supply circuit. Anyway,
Sir,
that
sir.
is all for today. Thank you for listening. Probably we will be having a quiz tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, sir.